Our notes tonight. Let's just start by folding our page. Mine's not very nicely folded, but that's fine. All right, so looking at our vocab, you can cut this now if you want. I'm just going to wait to cut it. All right, a property. A property is a rule that is true for all numbers. Sorry, the hiccups. And we'll look at 5 properties, 4 right now and then 1 more tomorrow. But it's a rule that's true for all numbers. Numerical statement is a math phrase containing only numbers. There's no variables in a numerical statement. But we know a variable is a letter used in place of a number. So a letter used in place of a number. So then when we get to an algebraic expression, it's just like a numerical statement. It's a math phrase, but it contains, so a math, that's just an A. A math phrase that can contain numbers and variables. So it might not include both numbers and variables, but it can. A math phrase that it can contain numbers and variables. So those are the 4 vocab that we have for these. Property, numerical statement, just numbers. Variable is a letter in place of a number. And algebraic expression, a math phrase that can contain numbers and variables. So let's look at our properties. So the first one we have is identity here. So identity, remember we saw in class, it's when we do something to a number and it stays the same. So the addition part of it is just A plus 0, we get the same, A. When we multiply A times 1, we get the same thing, A. So just remember for identity, stays the same. Just like your identity never changes, when we add 0 or multiply by 1, the number doesn't change. All right, well, if we go to the right, commutative property. Well, for addition, A, say an A plus B equals B plus A. And for multiplication, same thing but multiplying. A times B equals B times A. So if we want to put an example for each, an example for multiplication, we could say 7 times 4 equals 4 times 7. Or we could say for addition, 3 plus 5 equals 5 plus 3. So the same numbers, just switched. So you can put the order is what changes. Order of numbers changes. All right, and then the last 2, associative. That's, remember where parentheses change. So we'll have A plus B plus C equals A plus B plus C. But in the beginning, the parentheses start around A and B, then they go to B and C. And for multiplication, it's the same way. A times B times C equals A times B times C. They start off around the first 2, or maybe they start at the last 2, that's fine too. And then they move to a different pair of numbers. So for both of these, just keep in mind that the parentheses move, numbers stay the same. And then just like we did up here, you could replace A, B, C with any number. 5 plus 4 plus 3, 5, 4, 3, or even 5 times 4 times 3, and then 5 times 4 times 3. All right, and then the last one we need to write down is our inverse property. Remember, inverse property is just the opposite. So A plus negative A, when we add our opposite, we always get 0. So you can just put add opposite. And then the multiplication side of that is just multiplying times the reciprocal. And then you can put that too. Multiply reciprocal. All right, so I'm going to have you answer a few questions in this video. Just answer what property it is. And then once we've done that, go to your math notebook, table of contents, 27, 28, you can put properties of operations. Properties of operations, and today's date, the 22nd. So you can go to those 2 pages. And then after you cut these along the dotted line, you can glue it just right in there. All right, awesome, thank you.